a texture site. There's thousands of them out there, so grab one that you like. And I'm just going to drag it down below the CG SWAT text, and you'll see that it's huge. So let's bring the scale down a little bit, and let's move it down. Something like that's fine. I'm trying to avoid these darker areas. It sort of takes away from the effect a little bit. That's probably fine. Now what we're going to do is track matte that texture to the CG SWAT shape. But before we do that, let's duplicate the texture. We'll go Control D so that we've got two textures there. That's just so that we can create a base plate later on. But for now, we'll just hide that bottom one, and we're going to use a alpha matte. And you'll see that now we have our texture, and what we can do is just slide our texture around until we get something. We'll probably even scale it down a little bit, just until we get something that reads sort of a little bit more interesting. It looks like our text is a little bit small. Let's double click on that and just drag the size up. That's probably going to be fine, and we'll just scale our texture back up a little bit, and that's looking pretty good. In fact, what I might even do is just scale the texture to squash down a little bit, and just move it around until you've got something that you like. That's probably going to work fine there. Okay, so let's give our texture layer some layer styling. So let's right click, layer styles, and the first thing we'll do is give it a bevel and emboss, and we'll just slide this up a little bit, give us a bit more room. The bevel and emboss settings, we'll just play with those a little bit. I mean, they're pretty close to what we want. I'll just crank up the white value there and turn it to normal rather than screen, and the dark value I think is fine where it is. Size looks okay. I think that's fine. Now let's just turn on our bottom texture layer, and what we want to do with our text texture is give it a layer blending or a layer style of drop shadow, and that's going to be fine. Just the defaults are fine. It's really not the text is really not the important part of this tutorial. It's the star glow animation or dynamic sparkle animation. And we'll just grab our